Tony, we made 74 recommendations, and I'm proud of each and every single one of them. But I'll tell you some of them that I think just maybe a quick overview.
Sure.
We, as a starting point, talked about reforming the mandate of the Ontario Securities Commission. The mandate of the Ontario Securities Commission today is really to be a police officer. And we wanted the Ontario Securities Commission to also play a role in the growth of the capital markets in Ontario. And so we proposed to supplant the existing mandate with a new mandate that would supplement the all-important investor protection mandate with a capital markets growth mandate. And we're very, very excited about that. We're very pleased about that. And in fact, Minister Bethlyn Falvey has announced that that is going to be, in fact, it's part of the budget legislation that was announced just a few weeks ago. We then took a look at the OSC itself. So we started with the mandate, then went to the OSC and tried to focus on how we could make the governance and machinery of that organization better. Currently, unlike what's recommended to its to the public companies it regulates, the chair of the OSC also acts as its CEO, a big no-no in public markets. And so we are separating the chair and governance functions, or the CEO and governance functions of the OSC, and we are also separating the adjudicative and prosecutorial functions of the OSC. Right now, they're all sort of blended together. It worked, almost 100 years ago when we had our first securities legislation in Ontario. It doesn't work now, and so we looked at that from a governance perspective. We then really sort of focused on a number of areas that would make the establishment of a public company in Ontario a lot easier, and the continued growth of a public company in Ontario easier. And we made a whole slew of recommendations around that. We made a whole slew of recommendations around intermediaries and strengthening intermediaries in Ontario. So much like you use a real estate agent to buy or sell a home, you use investment banks to buy and sell companies and help them raise capital.
Sure.
There has been a significant decrease in the number of intermediaries that focus on the mid-market, which is the largest growth area of the capital markets in Ontario. So we've added a bunch of programs that we think will increase the number of intermediaries and strengthen the number of intermediaries focused on that mid-market. Finally, we have really focused on refining the interactions between the public and the Securities Commission. So really focused on getting the folks who are behaving badly in trouble quicker, and folks that are maybe under investigation but haven't conducted a real, anything really that bad, not ruining their lives through the investigation process.
Okay.
So that's a very broadly the the fastest briefing, Tony, that I've given anybody on the 74 recommendations has been an hour and a half. It was poor Peter Bethlyn Falvey when he first became the Minister of Finance. I just plowed through it, and I don't think I even had a sip of water. But that's it for you in less than 5 minutes.
That's good, and I think our viewers appreciate the 5-minute version versus the hour and a half or 2 hours that the finance minister had to endure. We've got less than a minute, so this might jump over after the break. But tell us a little bit about the formal response of the Ontario government.
Oh, it's been fabulous. I'll start with an emotive part and maybe move to the more substantive part after your break. There has never been a Minister of Finance in Ontario that has tackled the capital markets as quickly and decisively as Peter Bethlyn Falvey has. I'm very proud of him. He came into this role in January, and by March had a comprehensive framework in the budget on the task force's work. He did multiple briefings, and I just tell stakeholders that there's no minister of finance that would have spent that much time in the first 3 months of their term on the capital markets, and I think it's something we should be thankful for.